Hello, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever part of the world you are in. This is Aijaz Qureshi, all the way from Toronto, Canada, with today's the Aijaz Qureshi Show. Every one of us have something in their minds to become an artist. And let me share with you, I wanted to become an artist as well, but I couldn't because there was no one to guide me, to lead me to fulfill my dreams and become who I wanted to. But today we have a great personality with us who will tell us how to fulfill your dreams to become an actor, an artist, a singer, whatever you want to be. She is none other than Annie Koshy. She is the founder and CEO of the GTA South Asian Media Network Incorporated. She is from Toronto, Canada, my city, my beautiful town. She is a woman entrepreneur. She is an award winning model, an actress. She's a photographer. She's a media professional. She's an MC with flair for community leadership. And she has developed and recognized a brand and reputation for herself in the industry. She has been recognized by multiple organizations with lots of awards. She has been doing radio. She has been doing advertisements, print, and electronic media. But all this, she has been struggling. She has been dealing with challenges in her life, but she has been passionate about what she wanted to do. And at the end, she eventually got it. Let's welcome our esteemed guest to the show and hear from her, listen from her, and learn from her how to fulfill our dreams to become an artist. Here we go. Welcome, Annie Koshy, to the show. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Aijaz. It's a pleasure to be here to talk to you.
Thank you so much. And after all those hiccups, we are live again. Thank you so much for your patience, and I really appreciate it. So, uh, before we before we hit the road on the show, let me take you to down the memory lane and find out when you were about 9, 10 years old. How did that Annie Koshi look like? Was an introvert? Was a shy girl? Was a chulbuli girl? Active? And how was that Annie Koshi?
I don't think that word introvert was in my vocabulary at that time, Aijaz. I was a ball of energy, you could say, didn't sit still, very creative, and I think perhaps didn't have enough outlet for my creativity, and so got in lots and lots of different trouble. But I was always active, very involved with the community within our faith at that time, when our family was quite involved. So was singing and doing speeches and talking with lots of friends. I was very talkative, so definitely not an introvert.
Good. So being an extrovert is a good thing. But what do you remember the most, funniest thing or, whatever you did at that time of the age?
Oh gosh. What was most funny as well, I think,
People need to know.
not sure that I want to share all my naughty inside stories, but um, um, I think growing up, sibling rivalry is always something that we all face, and
Right.
I think one of the things that we had, we were rationed our chocolate, so um, I think we used to grow up with, for whatever reason it was, we used to grow up eating these Flintstone vitamins. They were these multivitamins, and
Yeah, those jellies kind of thing, right?
no, they were hard, like
Oh, the
hard
dolls or
candy.
the hearts. Yes, yes, yes. I
Yeah, there was
remember.
a
Yeah.
Flintstone. So we had Pebbles and Barney, I think it was. And so the green ones, for whatever particular reason, my brother and I never liked. So my mom would often just put the two colors, one each on the counter. And if we didn't have a chance to eat it right then, licking it and keeping it was like hands off, right?
As soon as you
So
lick it, it's yours.
It's yours, hands
That's
off,
it.
right? So, yeah, licking.
Wow.
So,
Interesting. That's interesting. So singing,
silly,
I did
silly
not.
things, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Singing, I did not mention anything about singing. And where did it come from? I mean, how
I
did you went into singing?
Well, I come from a family where all of the women sing. My cousins, myself, my mom, my aunts. We've always been involved in choir,
Wow,
and I started choir quite early. I actually started teaching choir when I was just 14, 15 years old,
wow,
and I taught choir for 17 years
wow.
throughout all of my teaching career as well, on and off. Um, Music for me is not optional. Music for me is the only thing that really calms me down. It enhances the beauty around me. So when I'm seeing something and I hear the music, it really sets the tone for me. And I think it's very important that I have that in my life. So listening to music just grounds me. And that's always been in my life. And I feel that it's been in our family's life as well.
Well, that's
So
nice. That's great. So, do you still remember which first song you sung somewhere on stage or in public?
I don't quite remember the song. I think I was a little diva even at the age of 3. And I do remember it was a end of year production or something of that sort. And it was in India. I was born in India, and I was living there with my grandparents who raised me till I was about 4.5 years old. And my biggest challenge for this performance was I had dropped the clip-on earrings that I had to have to go up on stage, and I could not perform without those clip-on earrings.
Oh my
That
goodness.
sounds that sounds very little, but that diva is still existent today. So unless it's perfect, I have a hard time. So everything has to really fit into place. So I guess the person I am today about being attention to detail and
Wow.
attention to how you look. It's existent in the child, which leads me to my next comment, Ajaz, is that as young children, as young girls or as young boys, they are naturally inclined to be in a certain way. And
Yes.
as a parent, if you're sensitive enough to listen to that and pay attention to that, you
Hmm.
can actually nurture the best in your child by just paying attention to these little glimpses of their true personality.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're on the dot on that. Now, do you still sing, Annie? Let me ask you this.
I do, and I'm not going to. Yeah, I
No, no.
preempted your next statement. You're not singing live on air. Although there are examples on my timeline of me singing, I do use an app called Smool right now just to sing. I'm more into promoting musicians
Yes.
in my work right now,
True.
but it's not. And one of the reasons why I'm very good at being able to pick up who's good is because I have a musical aptitude myself. And
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
and because I taught choir, I'm aware of music. I know how it works, and I've worked in several organizations. I've promoted several bands, and I work with hundreds of artists, really.
Wow.
And so I'm quite aware of the type of sound I'm looking for, and whether it's marketable, in a lot of sense.
Awesome.
Um, but more than that, when you have a passion for the arts, it helps in your drive to help others be motivated, right? And I'm
Absolutely.
passionate about the arts in
Awesome.
general.
Awesome. That's great. So that means that you're not going to sing even a single line. I'm going to ask viewers actually. So viewers, you're watching, you're watching. Do you want Annie to sing a line for us? So please let me know through comments, and I really appreciate it. We have Anis Abrar Hussain. He's happy. Thank you so much, Anis. And Alia Khan is going to be guest on Friday. That's tomorrow, saying Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing? Alaikum assalam. I'm good. And Annie looks great as well. Thank you so much for asking.
Thank
And
you.
so, Annie, when
Yes.
when you uh, started acting,
Yes.
What is your greatest achievement as an actor? What would you say?
I think that the last film that I played a lead, it's a short film called A Bloody Mess by Asis Sethi. It was in a role, Ajaz, that was far removed from who I am in reality and how I
Hmm.
was as a mother.
Hmm.
And playing a character that is so opposite, diametrically opposite from what you are like, to be able to get the nuances of emotion into the voice, but also have that reflected in the eyes, in the expression on the face, and in the body language, because acting is not just about delivery of lines.
No,
Acting is an entire um, mind, body, soul. You have to be that character.
true.
So to get into character, it is a challenge for many actors, and the ones that are the most believable are the ones that have spent that time getting into that character thoroughly.
True.
So the work that the director did with all of us as actors, Asis was phenomenal because she was able to relate certain scenes to different things that I would have experienced in having that same type of emotion. And I was able to then build on that emotion to create that emotion for that scene. And that was really effective because when this film plays, these subtle expressions on the face, this subtle body language that happens, I think that the audience is going to really, really have a lot of takeaways from it. It's a very, very impactful movie.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. So when it comes to the acting style, what kind of style you prefer, or what kind of style you have? You do different genres like funny or drama or action or comedy, or what is your acting style?
I think, in all honesty, I think I'm a bit of a joker without realizing I'm a bit of a joker. I like impromptu. So like this, we have not staged or we have not gone over
Nothing.
any of the questions. We've not had an opportunity really to discuss or even talk to each other for a great length of time. So this is really
I
our
know.
first conversation. And so
True.
Ajas, there's a benefit for that. You're getting a very raw, real me. And
Yes.
I think for me as an actor, as someone, when I'm speaking as a motivational speaker, I think one of the things that is my plus point is being able to talk to people and show them that simple, humble, real, down to earth person because it's then believable. And
Okay.
that for me is very, very important. That the reality of situation, the reality of who you are as a person comes across in a very authentic way. And that
Absolutely.
is important.
Absolutely. Before we head to the next point, there is a comment here from Sabrar Hussain. He's saying her most favorite line, if she can sing to add beauty with her voice to this experience. There you go.
All right, let me see. So Leonard Cohen's song "Hallelujah" is one of my favorite pieces of music that
Sure.
it really, really um, touches me. So I'm just going to sing the first little bit. So
That's great. Thank you
tune
so
in.
much.
Excuse
Thank
me
you.
for any flaws.
It's okay.
I'd heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you?
Mm.
Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Awesome,
There it is.
awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I
Thank
apologize
you.
to put you into a bad situation, but thank you so much. You did it well. Thank you, thank you. So if I give you a situation, so think about it. You're an actor, a seasoned actor. If I give you a situation, how would you act on that? Would you take that challenge?
Well, let's see. I may flop it, or
It's
it may
okay.
work well.
It's
It's
okay.
an impromptu. All right, let's go for it.
All
All
right.
right.
So let me give you a situation. So think about it. There are two of you, you and your loved one, and he is going away for long, and you have all those emotions, and you don't want him to go away that long, and you're completely, upset and things like that. But you had to say goodbye to that person, your loved one, who's very near and dear to your heart. How would you act in that situation?
I know you're going, and I know you don't know when you're coming back. I just want you to know I really care, and I'm worried about you. I know you'll come back as soon as you can, right? Just let me know when you get there. Let me know you're safe. Call. You know I'll be thinking about you. Johnny's gonna want to know where you're going. Write to us.
Awesome, awesome. That was great. That was really impactful, effective, and to the point. Excellent, excellent. Viewers, tell us how Eddie did justice to the situation. I'm really, I'm astonished how she did that. And as Sabrar is saying, cool, thank you so much, and smiling as well. Thank you so much, friend.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Great. So we
They
talked
can,
about
if they want to hear more of my music,
you
Aijaz,
can
they
go
can
to your wall.
actually
Yes.
tune into either on my page or on my Smule. I have a Smule profile. It is under my company name, so it's GTASAMN. I'm on that
Yeah.
under Smule, and I have over 60 plus recordings there with different people, and
Wow.
you can hear my
Awesome.
singing there. So.
That's great. That's great. I will definitely tune in into Small and check it out. Absolutely, I will do that. Now, let me ask you this: if
Yeah.
someone was going to make a movie on you, on your life, I know you have been through lots of struggles and things like that.
There is
The
someone
only
actually making a movie on my life right
now,
now.
my jaw is dropping. Did you see that? I mean,
Yeah,
we did not agree on these questions at all. Viewers, I'm just, asking example and, man, oh man. So now, since you said that, and trust me, I swear to God, we did not agree on questions or points and things like
yeah,
that.
we
I
haven't
mean,
spoken.
this is, oh my goodness, red, and I don't know what else. But
So, to talk about why red, it leads me to my question really, Aijaz, is I'm a branding expert. And I talk to people about branding. So my book that I'm writing, I'm in the process of completing my book, is about branding. And it's important that when you're projecting your company, when you're projecting your brand, you have that brand loyalty. And my way I'm looking or whatever is reflecting of my brand. So coming onto a Facebook Live where I'm being viewed by people who don't know who I am as a person, who don't know what my brand is about, they'll have a subtle sort of exposure to me, not just in my voice and what I'm saying, but also my branding colors. And I think that that's very, very important as well. So there
absolutely.
is a method in my madness. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah, no, definitely. And I have learned that long time ago to brand myself. And my logo is in red and white, and my shirt is red, and everything is
And you're
kind of, yeah.
naturally got the white on you as well, right? So.
Thank you so much. Yes, that complements the red. Oh my goodness. Now I feel shy. I'm, I'm blushing now. Thank you so much. All right. So,
Yeah.
who's playing you in that movie that is being made on you? Is that you yourself playing you, or is somebody else?
It's going to be a documentary film, and we are in the process right now of just starting to put it together. And hopefully, I will be playing me. I think it's very hard to find someone who would have the level of emotional impact for my stories than me, because I have lived it, I have gone through it,
Yes,
and the
exactly.
learnings that I want to share from it need to be shared through my voice. But
True.
there are several other people who are going to be involved. Uh, those who have gone through a similar journey, those who are going to be sharing insights, and definitely it is something that we're very excited about and looking
Absolutely.
forward to sharing details as we
Oh,
develop it.
absolutely. Absolutely. So let me ask you this. When did you first perform? At what age?
I was 3 years old when
3 years
I got
old.
up on stage. Yeah.
And wow,
And
wow. That's
I've
amazing.
been on stage. Yeah, they have, I think the earliest recordings of me singing were when I was 2.5 or 3 years. Someone still has recordings of that in my family. I don't know where those tapes are, but there is recordings of me singing from then. I've always been singing, and always in the competitions as a young child, came first in all of that, and did quite well. I think when I started teaching choir, it was a challenge because I had to learn all four, and I taught choir, so I learned all four parts in a four-part harmony choir.
Wow.
And my ear is so good that um, in a group of people singing, I'm often able to pick out the one or two voices that are not on tune.
Wow.
And that my ears, yeah, they were very accurate that way. Um, so it was a challenge because you have to learn all four parts. I wasn't trained in music. I was a very young girl, but I had so that combined with the fact that I was also first trumpet. So I started playing the trumpet when I was 10 years old and continued to play trumpet till I was 16. And so I had the training from learning notation and music and stuff. I was also playing piano. So I started playing, and I didn't complete the course, but I did up to level 4 conservatory. And that interest in piano went away for a large chunk of my adult life. And just recently, I decided to buy a piano and plunk out learning it
Oh,
again.
wow.
So I'm
Wow.
self-teaching myself
Oh, that's
to
nice. That's
play.
great. That's
So
great. I bought a keyboard a long time ago and practice and practice and practice. I even went to back home when I was a young boy. I went to an institute. They kept teaching me, but I could not develop that learning. And
yeah,
long
it's
before
about
that, when I was in high school, I went to a typing institute, to learn, touch method typing. When I'm looking at that time, there were typewriters, not the computers. So looking at the
right.
paper and typing, I could not. I kept going there for 90 days, maybe 100 days. I could not learn that, but I type more faster than people do in touch method. We
So
even measure.
are you a
Yes,
two-finger
yes,
typer?
that's right.
Ah,
So
so
probably that's the
I
reason I
actually
couldn't learn
learned.
the keyboard.
So I learned typing. I learned on a old Remington. I don't know if there are many of the kids
Remington,
around
that
today
was the
who
next
understand even.
level of Remington. Yes, with that ball, kind of thing. You put it in, and then ribbon goes on. Yes, I remember. Okay, folks, we have some network issues. We we lost Annie. I don't know. When she comes, we'll talk about her passion, and so let's see what's going on. There's some network issues here. Sorry about that. That happens. It's a live show. And thank you very much for being with us. And you can ask questions if you like through comments. And let me send a message to Annie and tell her that we Okay. So I sent her a message. Thank you so much for being with us. It's a great discussion, and she will be sharing with us how you can fulfill your dreams. Um, I'm not sure what's going on. Probably the battery is dead, or something has happened. As soon as she comes back, we'll bring her. Meanwhile, after Wahid, as I was saying, amazing acting. Yes, absolutely. It was so extempo, and it was so heart touching. I mean, as soon as I start, you can go back and watch this recording of the show again. When I was requesting her, I was telling that I'm going to give you a situation. This was not pre-agreed or pre-arranged situation at all, but she did started forming her emotions as soon as I was describing. That's the beauty of the actor, that when a director or the author or writer is telling a situation, that person delves or digs into that situation. So she did exactly that. And then, as soon as I stopped talking, I gave her the situation. She immediately reacted, and she came up. That's the learning, I'm sure, that you have from this short clip that she did the acting on. So thank you so much, Hafta Waheed Saab. This is really amazing acting. And as Abrar Hussain is saying, wonderful, impressive. Thank you so much. Yes, she is impressive. I'm sure that probably her mobile phone battery is dead, because my message is not getting through to her. It has been sent but not picked up. That means there is something wrong with her mobile device. But as soon as she comes, we'll bring her back. Let me go through the comments here. As Abraham is saying, how does she keep the balance between reality and fantasy, if she want to answer it? And what she suggests, youth, who you have to see life what it is. And absolutely, we'll ask her this question as soon as Annie comes back into the show. And then we have a question from Rana Amer Bhai. राना उमेर भाई, आपके बारे में क्या कहा जाए? बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त शख्सियत, about he's in to the industry, radio industry, media industry for over 20 years now, and he's welcoming Annie, and I'm really very impressed by your profile and achievements. You are really an inspiration for lots of women. Absolutely, she is. So Annie is back.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
We lost you. Did the battery die?
No, not at all. My
No,
battery's fine. My internet
really.
was fine. Yeah,
Oh my
I don't know what
goodness.
happened.
Yeah, we suddenly lost you. The frame went freezing. So I was telling.
Yeah.
Let me go back to this banner here. I was telling viewers and people have been commenting. Let me bring that comment again, Annie, since you're here.
Yeah.
Aftab Wahid is a great friend of mine in Lahore. He's an educationist and a great professor at one of the local universities in Lahore. He's saying amazing acting. So I was saying that there is a learning, if you rewind back into this show and go back when I said that, Annie, I'm going to give you a situation. You started developing your mood as soon as I was telling the situation.
Yes.
You went
Yes.
into that, like you were creating, you were listening, and you went into that mood. And then as soon as I stopped saying, I completed the sentence of the situation, you started, acting. That's something
Yeah.
to learn about, and it's the quality of a great actor, that you don't
Thank you.
have to repeat yourself. The director doesn't have to repeat themselves. It's just that listen once and then get
Yeah.
into it, and then you went
Yeah.
into it and you reacted, and it was very emotional, to be honest. It was
Yeah.
very emotional.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it comes with experience of being able to get to that space within you that has that emotion. So you have to find a situation, because whatever is asked of you may not be something that you've experienced personally.
Right.
And so all of us have gone through the gamut of emotions, from anger to disappointment to
True. True.
hurt. to shock and to pain, and pain from an injury as versus pain from your heart paining. And so that has to reflect not just, and so yes, you're right when you say that I was going into character. As soon as Aijaz told me what he wanted me to do, I was already, you could see, I saw just
Yeah,
glimpses of myself, but my forehead, my
absolutely. Yeah,
eyes, it had started
exactly.
to change.
Yes,
Um, and that is because I'm paying attention to what he wants. And as he was saying each word, the impact of that word was being reflected into me as a character.
true,
And now that was
true,
just a split second. And so getting into character for a film is also about the delivery of the lines in a certain tone of voice, in a certain
true.
pace.
Yes,
And with your body language also has to be reflective of what you're saying with your voice and saying with your
true,
face.
true.
So it has to be positioned in a certain way. You have to sometimes shake if that emotion gets you to the point where you're shaking with emotion.
That's right.
You have to feel smaller if it's something that is causing you to feel fear, or
Mm,
if you're raging and you're angry, it's more big and your arms are wilder, and all of that has to be parts of it. And so as you develop a character, then you start putting these layers on to that character's personality to come out in that active, that scene.
absolutely.
But one of the things, Aijaz, that I have to do very, very often is what's known as a self-tape. And a self-tape is when someone gives me a set of lines and I have to deliver those lines and submit it as an audition process so that
Oh,
a director can choose whether they want me for that role. Now, no matter how well you are as a character in an audition, often you think, wow, I nailed that audition,
yeah,
and then you don't get called.
that's right.
It's not to be disappointed. You
Yeah,
have to still do every single audition as though it is the best audition in your life.
of
You
you.
never
That's right.
know.
That's right.
You never know what a director is looking for or
What's
what
gonna
his
click?
team is looking for.
True,
Because they
true.
have something in their mind when
Yeah,
they're looking for in that character to fit into their
yeah,
movie or to fit into their production.
yeah.
So you as an actor, your only role is to deliver that audition to the best of your ability. And so
That's
that's
it.
what I've trained myself to do. And I don't get disappointed when I don't get called for it. I've gone to hundreds and hundreds of auditions, and I haven't
True.
done hundreds and hundreds of commercials, but I
Yeah.
have done quite a number, considering that I've officially just had a agency and whatnot for about a year and a half. And so that is here mainstream. But I did stuff in India as well, and I had ads and stuff running. In terms
Awesome.
of one of your other questions that I saw that came across on your screen was with regard to how do you balance reality and fantasy?
Hmm.
Well, especially for the youth, because you will be caught up in dreams and worried about, and your parents or your family around you are going to be saying focus on studies and focus on doing what you have to do to get into what they typically would say are the standard roles of engineering, doctor, computers, teaching, medicine, that sort of thing, right? Where our parents want us to achieve to the best and achieve a role or a job that's going to provide food on the table. But a lot of us are talented. So how do you balance the two? Well, the first things first is making sure that you have a solid education. So that's going to be the first thing. No matter
Hmm.
where you want to go to in life, you need to have a solid education. And so that means making sure that you are going to be doing something that is going to be eventually providing the food that's going to be put on your table. So
True.
even if it is in media, the few people that are able to make a consistent income in front of the camera or in front of media or in doing commercials is very, very few. And it takes many, many years to get to that place. I didn't get to this position in my life overnight. It's taken years and years and years of learning, grooming, going through different roles and jobs to hone skills that are it's now allowing me to be a motivational speaker. It's allowing me to be empowering women. It's
Yes.
allowing me to go and share my experience as a branding expert. But
True.
I would not have been able to do that at the age of 21 or 22 because I
Yeah.
didn't have that experience.
Right.
I didn't
Right.
have that to be able to share that.
That's
So
right.
you have to go through the process of life as life is. But if you have a dream and you have an inspiration in you, you should pursue that. So How do you balance the two? Use every moment, every waking moment of yours should be used to grow you.
Right.
Should be you should be not wasting things on that are taking up space in your head. That's not going to grow you. So if you chart out every single day as a moment of growth, you will find yourself having so much time to apply yourself to your studies, apply yourself to your dreams, yourself to making that study and dream become a reality in the way you want to live your life.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. Well, let me tell you this or ask you this. Uh, did somebody tell you that you look like Priyanka Chopra?
I'm called Toronto's Priyanka Chopra. So
There you go. There you go. So I wasn't too far off, man.
Priyanka, hats off to you. Although I should say Priyanka looks like me because I was technically born before her, but yeah, that's I think between the smile and the quirkiness and
Yes.
the the love of fashion
Oh my goodness.
and
Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Wow. Wow.
and a very bindas attitude, right?
Yeah.
And I love that word bindas because I was not bindas. I was following everyone else's expectations and
Hmm.
following everyone else's requirements to be a certain way. And then all of a sudden, you break free of those chains. You break
True.
free of those things that are limiting you and holding
That's
you
right.
back.
Yeah.
And when you do, you really see yourself blossom and you come out to be this person and this soul that's so attractive to people because people
True.
then gravitate towards your energy and gravitate towards what it is that you're doing because there's something about you that's buzzing and alive. And that's why women like Priyanka, like myself, so many other women that are out there that are leaders have this energy about them because they've learned to break free from those things that in the shackles that are holding them back.
Wow. That's great. And as Abrar is saying, great. Thanks for the answer. Thank you so much.
You're very
Uh,
welcome.
we have Rana Omer. Rana Omer is my friend. He is in the media. He's in radio for over 20 years now. Great friend of mine. He does his own show, Desi Online, and he's saying, "Welcome, Annie." And I'm really very impressed by
Thank you.
your profile and achievements. You are really an inspiration for lots of women, absolutely, and men too. I
Thank you.
mean,
Thank you
yeah,
so much.
perseverance and all the hard work that she has
Yeah,
put into her career. Absolutely, absolutely. I completely agree.
you know,
Thank you
Aijaz,
so much.
my story, although for me, I am a woman, but it's not just a story for women,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
What
Exactly.
I, the kernels of truth that I share, the things that I say to motivate people, it is for anyone who has lost focus,
Mm,
anyone who has been struggling with, you know, having the reality of putting food on the table as versus the dream of wanting to be something else or do something else. You have to be able to do both of them because as human beings, we have a very limited time here on earth. We have a very limited time to be able to share our gifts with the rest of the world. Don't waste your time. Don't waste a single moment of your time. Use every single chance that you get to build people up, to lift others up, to share with your community and to share your talents. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself running out of time very soon. And when you do run out of time, then it comes to the moment where you are um, going to look back and regret that you didn't spend that time. So don't live a life of regrets. Live a life filled with moments that start today with every single moment that you have.
absolutely. Absolutely. You're right. On the dot. Thank you so much for that. Tariq Chaudhary Sahab is our regular viewer. He's saying hi and nice to see you on live. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And as Abrar is saying, hearing you is pleasing. You have this laugh and smile. Oh my goodness. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
That shows the liveliness. That shows the life. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Haji Khan Farosh is my friend. He is a bicyclist and cyclist. He promotes peace through bicycle. And he rides up and north in Pakistan all the way and is a great person. Thank you so much. It's
Welcome.
okay
Thank you.
for coming late. No problem. Nice discussion. Thank you so much. Miss Aima Sajad is all the way from Neuchâtel, Switzerland. She's saying, hi, it's true experience make you more aware of your own life and its realities. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Experiences
So
are
even
great teachers.
absolutely. So Ajaz, even for our young girls or young women who are in smaller villages, for example, or in places where they don't have access, doing little things like motivating each other, encouraging each other, saying, maybe providing a space where some of the youth can come and talk. Because one of the biggest things that I think we find is that um, we encourage our children to talk, and then all of a sudden our youth stop talking to us, right? And why is that? So having a safe place where they can come and share things and they're not being judged for it, that will be really, really helpful. Our youth are exposed to so much media. They're exposed to what's going on all around the world,
Too
and
much, yeah.
what they really need are safe adults that they can ask questions to, and perhaps ask things and explore in a way that they're not going to be judged for those questions. And so having those opportunities, having a couple of adults who understand the thinking of the youth. One of the biggest things that you're going to have to do really to be able to help and empower the youth is get into their headspace, get into finding out what is their fear and what are their limiting beliefs, what is holding them back from achieving their best potential,
True.
and how you can be as an adult an influence on them to guide their path, not tell them to do it, but guide their path in gentle ways and lead them to opening up their thoughts and thinking, and to be receptive to an open thinking, right? These are things that are going to grow the youth. And when you think that our youth are going to be the leaders of the future, you want to have youth that are empowered to be able to think like this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have talked about dreams and the acting and great suggestions about how to get into the role, what to deliver, when to deliver, how to deliver, things like that. Let's talk about the GTA Media Network and what it is doing, what is the charter, what's happening, what's upcoming in near future, what's going on, Annie?
Okay, so this is my baby, and I
There you
get
go.
excited when I. So, the GTA South Asia Media Network is a media organization that is really working with those who are in the arts, media, and entertainment industries here in the GTA. But really, my work is right across the world. I do some work in the US, and I have companies that I'm tied up with in India as well. Now, the GTA South Asia Media Network does put aside time to help nurture artists in the GTA area. And so I have an event that the company puts together called Lava Lounge. It's just an event name. And our next one is happening on October the 25th. So if you're here in Toronto, do feel free to come out and meet me. It is taking
Sure.
place at Mazo, and all the information is on the Lava Lounge page. There's a Lava Lounge GTA
Page.
page on Facebook, and Ajaz has
Hmm.
also linked it on his initial post. It's called Lava Lounge, and there is an event called Lava Lounge Dance Parade. So it's a dance parade ball. So what is a dance parade? Well, typically a dance parade took place during the Venetian time period, right, in Venice. And it was an opportunity for those who were middle class, lower income to be able to party with the hoity toity. Now, who are the hoity toity? Those were like the elite, the rich, the homeowners, the landowners, and the poor never had an opportunity to be able to mingle with them. They were not allowed, right? Well, it progressed like
Mm.
that. And so they
Right.
would wear masks and they would come dressed up to these balls. And the thing is, at
Wow.
midnight, then they had to unmask themselves. And then they would realize, oh, that lovely
Oh,
man
wow.
that I spoke to, or that lovely woman that I spoke to was so and so. And so that was pretty much what it was. But that's not quite how
Wow.
dramatic our event is going to be. It is just a party, and we
Oh,
have four singers. It's
okay.
an East meets West type party. So we have Julia Tynes, who is our main singer. She's our featured singer. She's a pop artist. She's a mainstream artist.
Mm.
Beautiful, beautiful voice.
Hmm.
It sounds very similar
Oh,
to Mariah Carey. And so if you are a pop
okay.
artist singer, listener, and you like that type of music, come. We have a Caribbean voice, and her name is Claudine Naismith. She's also performed mainstream, and she does reggae and those
Awesome.
island vibes and the island tones. She is great. She's going to get you on the floor, and you're going to be vibing with her sound as well. But not to lose out, we do have a Bollywood
Awesome.
aspect as well. And so we have two singers, Sangeeta Sharma, as well
To the
as
show as well.
Shika
Good.
Chatterjee, who are both Bollywood singers, and they are going to regale the audience with Bollywood. So this is one show you don't want to miss out. October 25th, Mazo. Information is on my Facebook
Not
page,
at all.
on
October
GTA
25th.
South Asia Media Network, or on Lava Lounge if you need
Sure.
further details.
Absolutely. I'll definitely buy a ticket and show up. Definitely. Little surprise, Annie. My friend, my brother-like friend, Rana Omer is with us. I'll bring him into the show
Okay.
and let's see what he has to say.
Well, welcome.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Aijaz bhai, for giving me this opportunity to interact
Hello.
with such a wonderful lady. I love your smile, Annie. For me, Priyanka Chopra is definitely nothing in front of this beautiful smile. You have got a gorgeous personality, and I was just checking your
I'm not able
profile,
to
and
hear him.
oh, you cannot hear me? Aijaz bhai, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Yes. I don't know. Annie, for some reason, can't hear you.
Annie, can you hear me now?
Viewers, can you hear Rana Omer? Can you please tell if you can hear Rana Omer? Annie, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
You, okay, you can't hear Rana Omer. Okay,
No.
so there may
Seems
be
like
some kind of,
Stream,
yeah,
StreamYard has also started showing some mood tantrums like Be Live, huh?
that's right. Yes, exactly. That's happening. So let's see. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
he's appreciating Annie, your work.
Let me click on the link again.
Thank
I'll
you.
join you back in 2 seconds, okay? Maybe there could be
Sounds
a
good. All right.
possibility.
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Thank you. Yeah, there could be some issues, network issues or something, and yeah, so he will join us back. But he's a great person, great host, and sometimes just for experience. I hop onto his show and talk to his guests, and he hops onto my show and talks to my guests, and it's all mutual, and it brings a different kind of flavor to the show. But thank you so much, and sorry for any inconvenience. Uh, so you said you're you have this Lava Lounge event coming up on October the 25th, and I'm sure the tickets would be available on the Lava Lounge
Yeah.
event, and people
Yeah.
can
So
buy the ticket
that's
from
yeah.
there. As
That's right. So that's one aspect of my work. So that's the event aspect, but there is another aspect, and that is my photography. And I think that that is something that's really ramped up. In this summer, I was actually one of the few lady photographers that photographed all of the major stars that came out this summer for all of the major events. And so that's ramped up. And photography for me, Ijaz, is like painting with a camera. And it's more than just capturing
yes,
a picture, it's capturing a person's soul. And I have
agreed.
a unique way to capture people. For me, faces and the expressions in eyes and the the warmth that comes through a picture, it takes a split second. And if you're able to capture that
Absolutely.
for a moment, you really have captured the essence of a person. And that for me is very important. So my photography work,
That's
which you can see Annie J, houses all of the photography work. So if people are interested in that, they can reach out to me for that as well.
So, Annie, can
awesome.
you
We'll
hear me now?
definitely check it out.
So Reina is back.
Can you hear me now?
Y- y- Can you hear Rana Omer now, Annie?
No.
You can't. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Well, it
Okay.
seems like
All right. Well,
it's hard to interact with her right now. But
You want,
I'll
yeah.
just
yeah, I'm not sure. You want me to step out and then come back in? I don't know if that would
uh,
help, but yeah, I'm not
That
sure. I can't
no,
hear
we
him.
can try that. Yeah, we can try that. We can
Okay,
try that. You can step
let me
out and
step
come back
out
again,
and then
and
come back in.
yes, thank you. Yeah, that
well,
might work.
Ijaz bhai, you always
Thank
comes
you
up
so much.
with a you
Thank you so
always
much
come up
for hopping. I
with
know
a
you're in the car, and
yeah. I was actually sitting at my friend's office, and saw your show over there, and I just clicked on that. And after a long time, it was really good to see you. And as I was about to say that, you always come up with the gems, and there are lots of
thank you.
people around us who we know are in our city, who we know are in our community, but we don't really interact a lot. So thank you so much. You have been definitely a kind of a bridge, in between to connect with the great minds, with the great people like Annie. I hope can you hear me? You can hear me now, Annie. Yeah.
Yes, I can.
So welcome. And I was basically saying before that I'm really very impressed by your whole portfolio and by your profile, and you have got a wonderful smile. Much, much, much more better than Priyanka Chopra for sure, right? So I can definitely surely say that maybe Priyanka really copies your smiles and your moves and all that. And as I can see that you are such a confident personality, so it's always good to motivate your own self, right? So
Thank you. Thank
Absolutely,
you so much.
absolutely.
Your words are very kind.
so it was
She's Toronto's Priyanka Chopra.
you are absolutely Toronto's GTA's Priyanka Chopra, and I would love to be Nick Jonas if I get a chance.
You wish, Anna.
My
My wife
nickname, my
my wife will kill me. No, I was just kidding. My
Oh my goodness.
my wife will tell me first become the PO of your kids. PO we call in Punjabi the dad of your kids, right? First look into that, and then try to be somebody else.
I should
Right.
probably
Oh my
I should probably say you may have to get in line.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
well,
he's gonna say the line starts where he is. So I mean,
yes. So I have the same tall height like Mr. Bachchan, and that's his dialogue. That from where I start,
that's
the line
right.
starts from there.
Exactly.
So same applies on me as well. But jokes apart,
Well,
you are doing a marvelous work. You're doing amazing work, and as you also belong to the media world, I'm also doing radio, TV from the past. Like Ijaz told you, is like more than 20 years now, and I would love to interact with the great minds like you, because that's pretty unfortunate that we live in the same territory, we live in the same area, but there are very less. I don't know. It's me, or maybe I don't really see lots of really network events going on between where people can go and meet a lot of great people like you. I know there are lots of other events are happening always around, but where there should be some kind
yeah,
of place where we should go and sit and interact and exchange the ideas and talk about
right.
the stuff where we can contribute in the community, where we can contribute in the world, because there are lots of things that are happening around us which are pretty unfortunate, right? And people like you can definitely
Absolutely.
play a very, very important and positive role to change the things. I believe strongly.
I think you're very, very right. The difference between the type of events that I do as versus a typical sort of dance or DJ event or a musical event is that mine is a combination of a networking event. And so the people who come to my community to interact and mingle with a level where some of them are experienced, some of them may have more background in certain area, and you have novices coming in or people who are interested in trying to break into it. So this opportunity for youth to come in to talk, people who may have a desire to maybe get into modeling, or people who want to get into filmmaking, or have a talent to sing and they want to know where can they, get exposure to be able to sing. I have gone to various events where I have seen performers performing and then have offered them a stage at my event to come and perform. And so building up each other in the community is the mantra for what I
Yes,
do. And I work with other folks, other individuals, other organizations, other teams in building peace, building a unified voice, and building a space where artists can perform and be acknowledged and paid
yes,
for the type of work that they do. And that, for example, is an essential part. It doesn't just limit itself to artists, because what I'm talking about, for example, the work that I do with the cricket team is giving voice to a sport, for example, here in Canada, whether it be field hockey or cricket, where the funding, for example, is not available for any other sport other than basketball or baseball or football. Those are the national sort of recognized sports. But what happens when you have communities that have come to make Canada a home, and these communities come from other countries where
yeah,
baseball, football, and those are not their national sports. Their sports end up being field hockey or cricket
absolutely,
or
absolutely.
some other, maybe it's
It could be anything.
badminton or table tennis,
Yeah, yeah,
right? And so why are we limiting funding to a few kind of sports that have typically received type
absolutely.
of money and attention, but our cricketers, for example, who are right now, our national team is headed off to Dubai, and I know several people on that national team who work double jobs. So they
Yes,
work a
exactly.
job and then they go, and so the plight of artists, the plight of sports people, people who are at the level where they should not have to be struggling to receive funding, grants, acknowledgement for the and I try to use the space that I have, the opportunities, platforms that I have to be able to give voice to some of these causes.
Absolutely, that's very, very important. And as you have mentioned, all of these things, and I guess with this, it is also very important. Today, you guys might know that today is a World Mental Health Day, and most recently there was a research I was reading that Canada was declared as one of the saddest nation of the world, which I was surprised to read. But on the same time, I can relate certain things why we are declared as a saddest nation. We have lots of things going on in our mind always. There people are struggling with their finances, people are struggling with their emotional stuff, people are struggling with lots of things happening around them. So it is very important, as I said, with all this, it is very important. And especially you can be a very, very, I'm pretty sure you must have done already a lot of work in regards to this respective thing, but it is very important to address a woman, those women who are going into day-to-day things. Let's suppose it could be a working woman, it could be a housewife, it could be any kind of woman. Unfortunately, this depression is taking over our lives. And as I see in your personality, you have got such a positive personality. You have got positive vibes, right? And I'm pretty sure that arranging some kind of seminars, uh, doing some kind of get-togethers, in which it's not particularly that you can always only invite the woman, but you can always invite like the both genders, both men and women, where they can come, where they can just listen to you, just listen to people like you, and have some the positive vibes and positive thoughts. That's how I think
Absolutely.
we can make a huge, huge, huge difference in the community. And
Yeah.
that's very, very important,
Yeah.
because you don't hear such kind of things. We go to the events, you see people happy in their respective things, but you don't know what's happening in their
Exactly.
in their personal life, right? So everybody's stressed out, everybody needs
Exactly.
some kind of a relief, everybody wants some kind of platform where they can really go and express themselves. So I'm basically, I'm looking forward, and I am also planning to do something like this. And I'll be happy that people like you, people like Ijaz Bhai, if we all can come together and come up with some kind of an idea where we can just sit together, talk to each other, just listen to each other, and we're there should be some kind of a platform to express our feelings. What do you guys say about that?
Yeah, I think it's very important. I think the first step is dialogue. And so come out, because when you surround yourself with people who are motivating you, then
Yep.
you are one step towards getting to that mindset. So the first thing to do to break a chain is to get out of your comfort zone and come out. The reason I do an event, and it's not catering to just the Daisy community, it's not catering to just women, it's not catering to just one community in one area. The event takes place downtown. It's a cross section of people because my life is so much better and so much more enriched because I have people from all different walks of life in
That's good.
all different fields and from all different communities and in different sort of stages in their life. And why is that? Because that is what a reality of being a Canadian is about. The reality of being
Absolutely.
a Canadian and living in our communities here is to
Diversity.
embrace all with that one love and one
Absolutely.
acceptance and that one thought that we are all in this together and that our country, our city, our province, or our locality is stronger and more unified if we accept and learn about each other.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
coming to an event that is out of your comfort zone, because it's not going to be all Bollywood music. It's not going to be all English music. It's not going to be just one type of thing. No, it isn't. You're not sitting at a banquet chair. You're not sitting and watching some other performance. You have to get up and you have to talk to people. You have to get up and you have to interact. You have to go and say hello to someone and learn who it is. And you got to listen to things,
Absolutely.
perhaps music that you've never heard before. Get out of your comfort zone. It's the only way you will grow as a person, as a personality, and in your mind and have an open mind thinking is to get out of that comfort zone that you've all been in for a long, long time.
It's very, very important. And did you invite Aijaz bhai to your event?
It's an open invitation
It's
to
an open
everyone. The
invitation.
links are
So
on
let me
my
tell you, he can really
page.
show a great latkas and jhatkas. He can definitely show his great
Get
moves.
out of here.
Trust me. Trust
Well,
me.
considering that he made me sing online today, then I think I'll give him a moment on stage there. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Trust me. He will not gonna
I'm not.
disappoint you.
I'm
And in
not
fact, he's gonna
coming.
surprise
I'm not
everybody
coming
at
any.
the party.
Then I'm not coming any.
Wonderful. It's been great talking to you both.
Thank you
It
so
was
much.
definitely
Thank
nice
you.
talking to you. I gotta go now. I have to reach somewhere,
Yeah.
and it was definitely nice interacting with you. I'll be sending you a friend request on Facebook. I'm telling you live, so that there should be not any problem or anything. So and again, it was definitely nice talking to you, and
Thank
good
you.
luck for everything you do, and
Thank
good luck for
Thank
your
you.
event. And most probably, I'll definitely try my level best to be part of your event as well. So let's see.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's plan
Thank
together.
you.
We'll
Look
go
forward to it.
together.
Take care.
Rana.
Take care.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Take care. Have a
Thank
good one.
you. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.
That was my friend Rana Omer from Desi Online, and he does radio and all different kinds of things he's
Aijaz, I
involved
can't
with,
hear you.
and he's a stock trader. Oh, you can't hear me now. Okay, let me take myself out. Can you hear me now? Uh, can you hear me now? Annie, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. So I do have
Okay.
to get going.
Okay,
I have
awesome.
another
That's
meeting
good.
that I'm.
Yes, absolutely. We are over time here, but thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. It has been really pleasure. Thank you so much. Sorry, we are over time because of the technical difficulties, and then we invited Rano Mary, so passionate person. But thank you so much. Lava Lounge is the thing that we will be definitely coming on 25th of October, and it's right after the election, so we can maybe talk about the new leadership coming up into Canada Federal. Thank you so much. Thanks, Annie. What would be your final message for our viewers?
So for all of you who would like to meet me in person, do come out to my event and you can meet me and talk to me there. If you have something that you would like photographed, you would like yourself photographed, reach out to me. I do have Regan Hayward, who is my PR person, and she'd be happy to get in touch with you to set up an appointment. Reach out to anyone on my team on Lava Lounge. The page has all of the details. And if you'd like me to host your show, or you would like to see me as as a motivational or keynote speaker to one of your events, get in touch with me, and I'd be very happy to do that as well.
Awesome, that's great. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed talking to you, Annie, and we'll definitely be in touch very soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Aijaz. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, viewers, that was Annie Koshy from Toronto, Canada, and she's a great, great person. She is the CEO and founder of GTA South Asia Media Network. He's involved into all different kinds of things. She's a model, she's an actress, she's a singer, she's a photographer, she's a media professional. She does radio, all different kinds of things. Please do connect with her. And until next time with another guest, this is Aijaz Qureshi saying goodbye. Thank you so much.